Really interesting, Michael, the code word being spandex. You've sort of, led into our segment of comfort food wines in a wonderful way. Any fabric with elastic would work.
Absolutely.
With these wines and the foods with which you'll pair things.
Exactly. These are great spandex wines. You can be wearing anything when you drink these. So we'll start off with the shabby chic spandex pairing, I guess.
This was interesting. You brought this in its beautiful pink box,
Yes.
the Veuve, and I said, whoa, comfort food and
Yes.
Veuve, and you said, well, you have to be really comfortable in life in order to be able to afford that.
That's right. It's very comforting. If you can afford this $80 champagne, but it's a gorgeous wine. It's a rosé, so it's got that pink tinge, and it leads with Pinot Noir in the blend. But again, going back to shabby chic, I love champagne with potato chips or any sort of snack foods because you've got the swarm of bubbles, the zest that cuts through the fat, and it's a great combination.
And if you've paid $80 for the bottle, you can only afford the potato chips to eat. That's sort of the balance.
That's a very good point.
Now, next to that is a favorite of so many people, New Zealand, Kim Crawford.
That's right, Sauvignon Blanc. Right, so I call this salad in a glass. It's very refreshing, but it's also very comforting in that, you could have anything that has, again, a bit of fat or some greens, or, if you want to do, I don't know, fried green tomatoes. I'm trying to think of really great comfort foods. This would be a wonderful combination with that because, again, it has that juiciness that comes through. It's only about $18.
Now, if you were thinking of a protein that it would ideally be paired with, you say something fattier or anything?
like fried fish would be nice, fish and chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kim Crawford and fish and chips. You gotta like the way this Nova Scotian girl thinks. Potato chips, fish and chips.
Yes.
Where are we going next?
We're going with a nice round buttery Chardonnay from Niagara. And so Chardonnay to me is the ultimate comfort wine. It's like wearing a comfy pair of jeans or maybe spandex. But what I pair this one with, and even the next Chardonnay we're going to talk about, is mac and cheese.
Oh.
So homemade mac and cheese, or if you're having KD with the kids, this is the aromas and flavors in this wine are butter and round and a little bit of green apple, perfect with mac and cheese.
There you go. Now, okay, we've gone from chips to mac and cheese. It's all good. So let's just name the wines just so that they stand out in everyone's memory.
Sure.
This one's Niagara.
Yes.
And this one is?
This is Carmen from Chile. So this is 13, and this is Toss from Niagara at about 18. So a bit of a price difference, but again, great value.
So far, do you have three $13 bottles here? You're going to be Miss Popularity for darn sure. Now, this is a strapper. This is from Australia.
And it's a big strapper. It's a big honkin' Shiraz from Australia, as you said. It's about $25. I love big reds with comfort dishes. Think stew or spaghetti and meatballs or ratatouille chili. Meat lovers pizza. That would be awesome. Because this has big, round berry flavors, not a lot of those furry tannins. It just rolls around your mouth lovingly and is really comforting.
We have a little bit of a lesson, too, on the grape. So this is a Shiraz, but if you were in France, you wouldn't say Shiraz, you would say
Syrah.
As in que Syrah, Syrah.
Yes, that's right. And here we have one from France, as you said. It's about $13. So again, a nice affordable red. It's going to be less berry juicy and more earthy dry.
And this name has been around forever, really. It's a classic.
It is
enduring.
Yeah, and I keep bringing it in.
You do. Yeah, that's why it's so darn familiar.
It's so good. Great value. And again, so this is going to go with your hearty meat dishes as well. Roast beef, whatever you like.
So you can never lose if you bring this bottle.
No, you can't.
And what is the price point on that?
Just $13.
You may have said that already.
Yes.
But I was moving ahead to the port.
Yes.
And so many of you know that there's only one place where you can actually call port, and that is
Portugal, just like champagne. So this one is a tawny port. You can see from the lovely color of this port where it gets its name. This one is $30, which is very affordable for port because you're only going to pour about 2 or 3 ounces after dinner per glass, so it lasts a long time, longer than your regular wines, and it will be well preserved too because it has lots of sugar. Comfort food wise though, Snickers bars, toffee fudge especially, roasted marshmallows, anything that has, well, obviously a sweet or caramelized taste to it, but it would also be divine with angel cake or biscotti.
And port has a really interesting background. It was sort of how it was discovered. Share that if you would with viewers, because I do love the story. It was sort of an accidental discovery, wasn't it?
It was, because Portugal started shipping wines over to England when France and England were at war. Go back to Eleanor of Aquitaine and so so on. So they weren't getting their Bordeaux wines anymore. They had to do this long sea voyage and avoid France and its coastal shores. So they started fortifying it, meaning they added more grape sugar to last the journey, and they discovered when they got over to England that these tasted really good as a style of wine, not just as a preservative.
And this may or may not be true, but I heard it had something to do with the movement in the ship,
yes.
And right, in the barrels as
yes,
well.
Absolutely. It all contributes to, and Portugal, Oporto, the city, is a wonderful place to visit. You see the big old barrels that they've been shipping for centuries.
And that leads us into one of the things that I'm always so curious about. When you've traveled so much, you've done so many wine tours, and if people decide that they're going to eat comfort food and plan a really exciting trip,
yes,
it's hard for me to ask you to choose just one, I know, but if there's one that stands out in your mind for viewers who are planning an anniversary or something really special and wanting to go on a wine tour somewhere in the world, what was the ultimate one for you?
Well, I love going down to Niagara because there's so many wineries, such a diversity there, and great winery restaurants where they're doing the pairings. One of my favorite wineries down there is Featherstone, and they have the Black Sheep Riesling, and they have these little lambs who come and naturally nibble at the grass between the rows and keep it well manicured.
You know what I really love? I love the fact that I've asked you to, scan the world in your mind, and Natalie Maclean chose a place really close to home. So all of the people who are out there are thinking, hey, that's affordable. I can plan that for my anniversary. Thank you so much for joining us.
Leanne.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.